nation of Israel is a country that is known for its ability to bring an end to fights, using its overwhelming military superiority, cunning intelligence by way of Mossad, and highly trained task force Sayeret. But as of October 7, 2023, a war that has flared up between the Israeli state and its main agitator Hamas is still ongoing. Israel has been engaged in constant warfare with its Palestinian neighbor for the past 6 months with seemingly no end in sight. What has happened between Palestine and Israel that has allowed them to carry on this fight for so long? Before we can find out, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. The city of Gaza has been under the constant threat of war and annexation for the past 70 years or so. The great political strife arising out of the formation of the State of Israel in 1948 and the wide gap of religious disagreement between the two major religious groups in the area brought conflict to the doorstep of both groups. When Gaza and the West Bank were captured in the Six-Day War in 1967, hatred between the two groups only grew further. With the 2006 elections and the rise of Hamas to power, a full-scale war was sure to break out between the two nations at any time. And now, with the war that has erupted, Israel has found itself trying to fight an enemy it can't find. The Palestinian government, that is led by the militant force of Hamas, had confirmed that they had begun to build a network of underground tunnels deep under the city of Gaza, as a pre-planned move to fight against the Israeli government, should the need ever arise. The tunnels under the Gaza Strip are well known now, as Hamas themselves have given independent journalists a look at these tunnels, and the construction work that has gone into these tunnels is nothing short of impressive. These tunnels have served Hamas in gaining a strategic edge over the Israeli forces in many instances. When Israel knew that Hamas had begun constructing such tunnels, they even tried laying an embargo on cement and other construction materials, because they could be used to reinforce these tunnels. Reports have stated that these tunnels are a complex maze of wide and narrow passageways that lay under the dense urban sprawl of the Gaza Strip. The network of tunnels is so vast that they even stretch up to the Israel-Egypt border. This point has mainly been used by Hamas to make purchases and trades with allies of their cause. The tunnels have various entrances located throughout the city and in the desert as well, allowing them to shuttle between the war zone and safe spaces with ease. You may ask, won't the tunnels collapse under an Israeli airstrike? It won't. These caves are situated so deep underground that the deepest tunnels have been recorded at 80 meters deep. Israeli ordnance, regardless of power, has no way of touching something that lays that deep under the ground. Israeli intelligence has also discovered that many of the tunnels are reinforced with concrete, which allows it to withstand a greater impact as well. You may now think of those tight and dark tunnels and passageways you see in movies and begin feeling short of breath, but this is where Hamas has done its research. They had observed the tunnels and caves the militants in Syria and Iran had used and built a more sophisticated and well-equipped network of channels. The tunnels are not crude passageways cut out of rock, but rather tunnels with electricity and working ventilation, so that militants that use the tunnels never get lost or suffocate from the heat. Hamas not only uses these tunnels to maneuver around Israeli forces, but also uses them to hide weapons and ammunition from the enemy. With Israel's highly advanced surveillance drones and ground skirmishes, storing weapons and ammo on the surface becomes risky for the Hamas militants, as they could be blown up at any moment, incapacitating them. This issue vanishes when they store all that they need within these tunnels, as it is only at risk if an Israeli force with the capability to seize or destroy finds it. Hamas is well aware that Israel can use an inordinate amount of ordnance to destroy its tunnels, but Israel cannot employ such means, as Hamas stores its prisoners, both civilian and military, within these tunnels. So Israel runs the risk of killing one of its own each time it destroys any one of these networks. The way that these tunnels have been constructed is to ensure that anyone other than a Hamas militant who enters will get lost. The entrances to these tunnels are so small that one would overlook them at first glance. A few of the entrances have been recorded at only 1 meter across. Doors inside the tunnels are reinforced to protect from internal blasts, if any, adding another layer of protection. The tunnels have provided work for over 50,000 Gazans, giving them a chance to earn something in a country that is struggling to give work to its people. To give you a scale as to how big these tunnels are, when Israel conducted an airstrike against these tunnels and destroyed approximately 100 kilometers of the network, Hamas stated that merely 5% of their tunnels had been compromised. The expansive nature of the caves is so well known that it has been nicknamed the Gaza Metro. But how did Hamas build such elaborate tunnels this fast? The answer lies in the type of soil in the region. The Gaza Strip and the areas around it contain soil that is relatively soft in comparison to that you would find up north in Israel. This has allowed Gazans to dig deep underground with ease using only their hands and simple tools. The soft soil comes with another benefit of absorbing blasts and shockwaves better as well. Israel's withdrawal of its civilian and military forces in 2005 allowed the militant force to greatly speed up its construction efforts. Israel has stated that another reason why it has become increasingly difficult to target these caves is because many of them are situated next to civilian structures like schools and hospitals. While Hamas rejects this claim, tunnels with expansive rooms and even kitchens have been found 10 meters underground next to buildings like the Al-Shifa Medical Hospital in Gaza. Another reason that makes these tunnels precarious is the fact that many of them are lined with booby traps as a way to discourage anyone from entering them. From crude traps to IEDs, Hamas is willing to destroy a few of its caves if it means taking out a few military soldiers. Israel has also been unable to map out the caves using equipment like ground-penetrating radar, as it has a limit of about 15 to 20 meters. Israel has tried to use more conventional methods like drones and K9 units with attached cameras to map out the intricate network of caves without the risk of losing soldiers. These drones provide aerial surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities, while the K9 units equipped with cameras can navigate through narrower and more complex sections that might be inaccessible or too dangerous for humans. Despite these advanced technologies, the vast nature and deep placement of the caves present significant challenges. The Gaza Metro, an extensive underground tunnel system used for smuggling and military operations, is notoriously difficult to penetrate and navigate due to its depth, complexity, and the sheer expanse of the network. These factors make it exceedingly difficult for the Israeli forces to tackle and neutralize the threats posed by this subterranean infrastructure. Moreover, the tunnels are often booby-trapped and designed to evade detection, further complicating efforts to map and dismantle them. Thus, even with the aid of drones and K9 units, the mission remains fraught with obstacles and dangers. Hamas has used its ingenuity to build a tunnel system that is impenetrable from all directions. The natural terrain it has been built on and the reinforced nature of these tunnels protect it from rocket strikes externally, while its subterranean placement ensures that no one inside can contact the outside world, and no one outside can detect what is below them. The tight passageways and low ceilings allow only a few to enter at a time, and the numerous ways are a maze for those who are not accustomed to it. Although Hamas is outmatched on the ground, under the surface, they seem to hold a distinct advantage over the Israeli Defense Forces and will continue to do so till Israel figures out how to tackle the Gaza Metro. What do you think of the Gaza Metro? Do you think Israel will find a way to effectively fight against it? Let us know in the comment section what you think. If you have enjoyed this video and understood how Hamas uses tunnels to fight against Israel, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more.